as per Vedic astrology. You can always go ahead and download Jagannatha Aura, which will give you accurate information as to what your natal chart looks like, um, based on your date of birth, time of birth, and place of birth. Now coming back to how 2025, 2026, and 2027 is looking for Simha Rashi people, or folks who have moon in Leo sign. Let's look at how your planets are aligned at the start of your Ashtama shani, which starts on March 29, 2025. Shani will transit from Aquarius into Pisces, that is from 7th to 8th. Rahu is already sitting there at the edge or Kandanta point in the 8th house of Pisces, which is a watery sign. Saturn will enter from Aries sign to watery sign, from one Kandanta point to the other Kandanta point, even though there's not really a border between these rashis, but you can imagine just the property changes from air to water. So where Saturn is moving or keeping its legs, or I should say leg, because as you know Saturn has just one leg, and it has its own mythological reasons, which we can talk about in some other video. But Saturn is going to move from Aries to watery sign, and this is going to be an explosive turbulent time. And then in the 8th house at that point, there are multiple planets that have accumulated, including Sun, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde. There's already Neptune there. Even though that's not considered in Vedic astrology, I've seen it giving very staunch results by considering one Neptune. And then there's going to be solar eclipse as being talked about very well across internet. You can see that on March 29th there's going to be a solar eclipse, which means moon is also going to come into pieces. This is going to be a very, very challenging time for Simha Rashi people, because there are so many planets. The 8th house, definitely expect some unexpected events. I would say, depending on your dasha and bhukti, if your dasha and bhukti are not supportive, then definitely it's going to cause a lot of problems in your life, because transit is just going to give some additional indicator of what's going to happen in your life based on your dasha and bhukti. So if the dasha and bhukti are negative, or like or portray challenging times, then there's a very, very great chance that during this transit, very, very sad events would happen. Very unexpected events would happen, be it either something to do within family, or some deaths, or it could be maybe career break. It could be some challenges related to your children, your family, extended family. It could be anything revolving around this. Again, like there are two kinds of tragic events that could happen. One is a tragic event that happens, which is not related to human beings or souls. It's more to do with your non-life based events, like it could be career, etc., or it could be related to some personal, or some person in your life whom you like the most, or whom you like a lot. It could be either of these two. Like, so you have to be careful in both these aspects, because some people may like their career happens, because it just takes 1 second or just that 5 seconds of that, just that moment to make a rash decision or a bad move, and your rest of your life could be up for a challenge. So, or you may go into some emotional breakdown because you didn't expect that to happen, because you took a wrong decision just in that split moment. In those 2.5 years, whatever the time, maybe 20, 2025, 26, 27, in the case of Simha Rashi, but this is equally applicable to whoever gets Ashtama Shani in their life. You can say that the Simha Rashi I have given is just an example, but remember, like, this is something that can happen to any natal moon whenever they get their Ashtama Shani. For example, after 2027, mid 2027, it would be Kanya Rashi or Virgo that's going to get Ashtama Shani. Similarly, after 2.5 years after that, which is, let's suppose, around 2029-30, it would be Mesha Rashi, or sorry, it would be Libra, or it would be also called Tula Rashi, who is going to get their Ashtama Shani, and so on, right? Like, as in, like, just count 8 from your natal moon. So even Saturn transits that sign, you get your Ashtama Shani, as simple as that. So keep doing that, and whatever I said is equally applicable to all these, any sign in the zodiac, any of the 12 signs that the zodiac, when their time comes. So that's how life works. Just have to deal with it, because whatever is supposed to happen will happen. And I'm going to end on this note because it's exactly going to be 8 minutes, and 8 also, Shani.